Merry Christmas. Hi. Merry Christmas 2024. I'm Sonia. This is my channel, Sonia Star Cross. These are my puppies, Jack and Sally. And today I am going to be showing you, we call it a WIP Parade or work in progress. So these are all the projects that I am quote unquote working on in some capacity or that are actively being prepped to be worked on. So I will jump right into this with the one caveat that I am recovering from pneumonia, so I do have some breathing problems, but my kids are gone. I'm feeling a little bit better, so I'm going to try to get this filmed, but if it is very jumpy and the lighting changed, it's probably because I have lost my breath and had to wait in between. I'm still doing nebulizer treatments. It's a big mess, but we'll see how far we get and how long it takes me to get this done. So just bear with me. There's probably going to be a lot of editing and cutting. All right, so my WIPs are broken up into kind of three categories. So if you've been watching me for a while, to rewind just a bit. So for the last 3 weeks, I've had the flu or pneumonia. So I haven't gotten very much stitching done, and I have been watching a lot of Flosstube, and it seems like a lot of people keep things kitted or keep them in project bags when they're not working on them. So what I do, and if you've been watching my channel, you've probably heard me talk about it, I archive my projects. So if it's a project that I'm not actively working on, I am a seasonal stitcher, so I really like to stitch things within the season, or maybe just a little ahead or behind. So once it's out of season, or I just know that I'm not going to be working on it for, like maybe 4 months or something, then I do what I call archiving. And that is where I will take the pattern and whatever amount of stitching that I've done and put it away in my ottoman. I have an ottoman where I keep all of these. And I generally will take all the floss out of the kit, so it's really just the pattern, the stitching, and when I make a thread bed, I put the legend or the key that says like what color is what symbol. I put that in the thread bed, so I do take that out of the thread bed and then put it in the little envelope as well. And then any specialty thread that I've purchased specifically for that project that I'm worried won't be around in the next season, or the dye lot might have changed and like that specific color was crucial, then those threads I will keep in the kit, but otherwise everything gets put back away. So in my ottoman I have this basket, and so this basket holds all of my archive projects, and it holds any kits that they're maybe not WIPs, but they came, like whatever I purchased came as a kit. You'll see. And then also it has some patterns that are completed in the back. So it's getting a little bit full, and there's a variety of projects in here. So there's some sewing, some embroidery, and some cross stitch. So I'm going to start going through that right now, and I don't think that I'm going to be getting rid of projects, but if as I'm going through I decide I'm just really not going to work on something anymore, then I'm going to put that to the side. But all right, here we go. And I have if I looked at my database, I'd have an idea of how many projects, how many cross stitch WIPs I have right now. I need to update my database to also include embroidery projects or anything else, so I might take the time to do that as well. And I will try to take things out of the bags off camera, but there's already going to be a lot of editing with the coughing, so we'll see. So in the front right now is Christmas, and then I just kind of, it rotates through as I put the latest season in the back. So right now in the front is Christmas, so that's what's going to come out first. All right, so the first kit that I have is this Mill Hill kit, and it is a winter holiday collection. It's called Winter Barn, and it's the whole kit. I've got all the beads and stuff. I had hoped to work on that this Christmas, but like I said, I got sick 2 days after Thanksgiving and have been largely unable to stitch since then. So Christmas stitching is just not happening really this year. All right, so next I have Christmas cookies by Country Cottage Needleworks. And this I was stitching on, let's see, so I got, I think, this far. So this I was stitching on 16 count Aida. The color is London Fog by Under the Sea Fabrics. And I started this last year for my mother-in-law for Christmas, and then found something that I preferred to give her instead. I don't know if I'm going to finish this. I have found several other patterns for her that I've purchased, so I don't know if I'm going to circle back around to this one or if I'm just going to UFO it and either take the stitching out or something like that. It only has 26 stitches in it, but I do have the little button for it, and so for now I'm still hanging on to it. I did find a Hallmark Christmas ornament that matches it, so I thought that would be kind of fun if I did give it to someone, to give them the little ornament and the little cross stitch that matched it. So we'll see. But so for now, this just stays together. All right, so the next piece is also a Christmas leftover from last year. Well, I think I started it this year. So this is Quirky Quaker Mousse by Darling and Whimsy Designs, and I had started this on 28 count Jobelan, and the color is Hamlet by Under the Sea Fabrics. I got, let's see, got 82 stitches in it. So the reason that this one got put to the side was that I was stitching it for my mother for this Christmas, and I showed it on a Flosstube, and then either that one or the next one I showed a different mousse pattern that I have purchased, which I'll show later in my WIPs. And I guess my mom figured that it was a gift for her, and so she mentioned to my sister that she liked the other mousse pattern better, and so my sister told her that she should tell me before I finished this one that, you know, she would rather have the other one. So she did let me know that she might still be getting this at some other point, so I'm not getting rid of it yet, but I did switch to the other mousse to work on her to give to her for this Christmas, except then no handmade gifts were completed for this year, so it'll probably just get pushed to next year. Right, so the next one is the Evergreen style. It was done with the Fat Quarter Shop, I believe last Christmas, so 2023, and I started it. I didn't finish it because I never finish a style or a stitch along, and so I got about 500 stitches in. This is where I got, so this is on a 14 count Opal Aida, and it's White Opal by Zweigart. So I didn't get very far on this, but I do think I like it. I do think I want to finish it, but I'm not totally sure because I do have Christmas patterns I like more now. This was, I guess, one of the first Christmas patterns that came up last year in my feed because they started ahead of time. And I did apparently put it away with some floss, probably just to finish up the one little bauble and then the little legend. So I'm going to take this floss off and put it somewhere else. All right, so another kit that I have that I haven't started, this is Designworks Tobin stained glass ornaments, cat and cross stitch by Designworks, and so it comes with the plastic canvas and the thread, and I had purchased this last year in order to make gifts for this Christmas. Obviously that did not happen, so but I am going to leave it in there just to remind myself that that's what I want to do next year. Great, and then this was on I think it was eBay, maybe Etsy find last year that I ordered, and it is embroidery Christmas ornaments. And so it's a printed panel. It says here by Cranston Printworks Company. And so you cut out the fabric ornaments and then like stuff them and sew them together. And we had some of these growing up. I don't know if this, I can't remember if this was vintage fabric or if it's a reproduction, but we had these ornaments on our Christmas tree growing up. And so when I saw the fabric, I thought that would be fun, like a fun craft to do in order to have them on our tree. This is a project that I hope to get to one Christmas, but in the meantime, I just keep it in here so that it reminds me I want to work on that. So next was the Christmas gift that I was originally making for my sisters and my family. It was 2 or 3 years ago. So this is from ColorZenThreads, but they look like gingerbread cookies and they're stitched on brown fabric. So I got a bunch of brown fabric and then I printed the designs on the stick, the like interfacing, I think it is, that you can run through the printer, and I printed the design and then stuck it on here, and then I'm embroidering over it, and then in the end you put it in water and the design, like this white part, dissolves, leaving just the embroidery, and it looks like a gingerbread cookie. So I had several of these that I was working on. I didn't finish all of them, but I mean, I've already started some of them, so I do want to finish them at some point. And then I still have, so this is what it looks like when they come out of the printer. So I still have several more of these cookies that I can make. So, and I think I still have a huge amount of the brown fabric. So I want to finish that project. And then this was a project. I should probably just go ahead and get rid of this. But so this is a pattern by I can't remember. I'll put a picture in here. So this was when I was watching a lot of cross stitch videos, but I hadn't like started cross stitching again because I cross stitched as a kid growing up and then stopped. And so then I was into embroidery for a few years, even though I was watching cross stitch Flosstube. I don't know why. I was like, I really don't want to get into cross stitch. I don't know why, but anyway, but there were so many cross stitch patterns that I really liked, and there was one that I really liked and wanted to make for my mom, and so I just thought, well, I'll print the cross stitch pattern using that printable fabric, and I will embroider over top of the cross stitch so that then I can still have the motifs, but I won't be cross stitching them. And so this is the result. So I basically just kind of tried to embroider over top of the cross stitch pattern. It was okay. I mean, it's not terrible. I think this was the point at which I just thought maybe I'll just go ahead and cross stitch because this is a little bit silly. I'm never going to finish this, but I also kind of don't want to throw it away. So for now, and it was the same Christmas that I was making the gingerbread embroidery cookies, so that's why they just kind of live together in the same bag. All right, the next one is kind of a set, and there are pieces of it in multiple different places. So we'll start with the archive. So these are the glitter houses by Cottage Needleworks. I'll just put a picture of all of them. I think there's like 10 or something. I'm stitching them all on 18 count Opal Aida. The color is Raw Linen by Zweigart. And I can't remember which one I bought first, but I think one of the first times that I went to the Tinsmith's Wife, I saw one of these houses. I think it was the pink one. And so So I purchased that, and I guess I didn't really notice that it said Glitter House 1 or something like that. And I just thought it was really pretty, so I bought it. And then when I was kitting it up at Under the Sea Fabrics, which is my local needlework shop, Leslie, I was asking Leslie about it, and she like mentioned that it was a whole series. And so then when I looked online and saw the rest of them, I was like, well, I'm gonna wanna stitch all of them. So, so I do have all of the glitter houses, and I'm slowly working my way through them. So I think I have finished 2 of them, and then I have one at work that, you know, like if the power goes out or I have to sit somewhere that I don't can't do my work or whatever reason, I just kind of keep that one at work and stitch on it on an as available basis. And then I had one of them that was in my purse or in my car for the same reasons, and then I think for some reason, I don't remember, I started Glitter House 5, which is the church. So that I have kitted up. I don't know if I maybe had somehow started 2 at home, and then I decided I only wanted 1. So this one got archived, and then the other one will be in my like active WIPs. But yeah, in here you can see I have the pattern, and then I've got the little legend printed out for the thread bed, and then I just tuck all of this in here. So this one is kitted, since it's already started. It's all kitted up in a little bag by itself in the archive, and then all the rest of them are in a project bag. I've got all the fabric cut up and ready to go, and then I just have an extra big piece of the fabric in case any of these are damaged or something. I make sure that I've got the backup because I want them all to be on the same fabric. So those are all just waiting to be worked on. All right, so the next one is actually the project that I want to kit up whenever I get finished with this video. So right now it's just all the threads in here. So this is the Owl Forest Snowgorichka, the Ice Princess, Snow Maiden, Snow Queen. So this, I bought the Owl Forest kit, and so I have all of the Owl Forest thread ready to go, and I don't think that I'm going to be using the kit fabric. I think I'm going to pick a new fabric, so that will just be kitted up and put on the WIP table hopefully this afternoon or tomorrow or whenever. But that one is next, and I just kind of had kept these in the archive to remind myself that after Christmas I was going to want to work on this. Alright, so the next one is Deck the Halls by Satsuma Street, and this is one that I started last year. I didn't get very far on it. This is also on 18 count Opal Aida, the raw linen by Zweigart. I'm about 800 stitches in just on the first motif. I have a long way to go, so this is a long-term one, and I might go ahead and pull this out after Christmas, since it, you know, is more wintry than Christmas necessarily. And then I've got the little legend here to put in the thread bed. So this is one that I might work on this year, or I might just kind of call Christmas over mostly and just wait till next year. Alright, the next one is a little embroidery kit. I think I just got it at Michael's on clearance. So I've got all the threads and the hoop, and this has, it's printed on, so you just have to stitch over it. And then I think I got it in the clearance section a couple years ago, so I would like to finish this at some point. All right, then this one got lost, or I probably would have tried to work on it this year, but who knows if I would have been able to. So this is another Mill Hill kit. It's got little dangly ornaments. So this is Garland from the Winter Holiday Collection, so maybe next year. Oh, I found one more Christmas in here. So this is another Mill Hill. This is Holiday Boot. So got the whole kit. Hopefully I'll get to that next year. So it looks like that's all of the Christmas holidays-ish ones, and then we kind of go into spring type stuff. So, all right, so the first one is the Fabulous House series. This is the Castle by Cottage Garden Samplings, and I started this last year. And this is on 18 count Opal Aida. The color is London Fog by Under the Sea Fabrics. I don't like it. I think I had to do it. If I had to go back and watch my videos, I think I had to do this 2 or 3 times because I just kept messing up on it. I also don't like the way you can't see the white. I should have picked a different color. Honestly, I'm not sure that this is one that I'm going to be returning back to because either it's still in timeout or I might just be giving up on this house because it's traumatized me. But for now, it stays. Do have 2 other Christmas whips that kits. So this one is Christmas Camper by Mill Hill. So it's a little RV. So hopefully I'll work on that next Christmas. And then Quirky Quaker Ornament. This one I started last year. So Quirky Quaker Ornament, I had kitted up last year just with some fabric and then ended up working on other things. So this will be ready to go for next year. Next one is Blooming Tiny Town by Heart and Hand. And this is as far as I got, a couple hundred stitches on one of the houses. And I'm stitching this on 28 count Jobelan. The color is Tiramisu by Under the Sea Fabrics. And I don't remember what happened last spring that I didn't get very far on this. I feel like something came up or I just decided to stitch on something else. But I definitely want to pull this back out. So last year I did make some changes. So looks like I did some DMC and then I swapped out some colors for something else. So if in the last year I've purchased some of the classic ColorWorks or the Weeks Dye Works that I was swapping out for the DMC, then I'll just print a new one and use that instead. So, but that at least reminds me what I was swapping out at the time. All right, then I have moving into Texas Spring, Deep in the Heart by Screen Door Needleworks. And I'm stitching this on 18 count Aida, and the color is Milk and Honey by Fiber on a Whim. And I got pretty far on that last year. So I just got to do, I think, the flowers on the other side. And I'm really excited to get back to this one. I had a lot of fun working on it and I just loved those yellows. They were so pretty. So it looks like with this one, I do have the thread bed in there, so you can kind of see how I do it. So that's the key, and then I've made some changes and I've written the changes, and then I believe that I left the threads and the needles and everything in here because I didn't want, maybe I do have some flowers to finish on this side and I didn't want the yellows to change, so I just left some of it here. So that one, maybe I'll just go ahead and put on a hoop right now because I do want to get that one finished. And with that one, I think at some point when I do, I might do a giveaway because my friend Caitlin, she actually also had this pattern and decided she wasn't going to use it, so she gave it to me to maybe do a giveaway. So I might do that maybe when I finish it or something like that. So this is a little bit of plans for the spring, I guess. So the next one is Hedgehog and Hyacinth by the Blue Flower. So this one I want to do this year, and I have the Cottage Garden Threads to work on it. So I just need to get the fabric and get this ready to go, but I knew that once spring came around, I wanted to work on this, so I put it in here. So this is another spring item. This is a needlework piece. I got it secondhand. So somebody started it, and it's, I guess, the Easter Bunny. So I would like to finish it, but that is a potential for this spring as well. Okay, so the next one we have is 4th of July in a Jar by Madame Chantilly. I'm pretty sure that I'm just going to be doing the top part. So like the brown basket and then the poppies. I might do the flag under it, I'm not sure, but I don't think I'm going to do the whole house. So this one I had kitted last summer and didn't start it, so I just have the fabric picked out. And I was planning to do this on 32 count Lugana. The color is Valkyrie by Under the Sea Fabrics. Alright, then I have Night Terrarium by the Tiny Modernist. I already stitched this for my daughter, and then I wanted to stitch it again for myself. So I had the same fabric, just some black Lugana, and then I kept the thread bed. I'm not sure if I'm going to keep this since I didn't start it and it's just some plain black Lugana. I might take it apart and put this with something else. All right, I also have the Patriotic Tiny Town from Heart and Hand. And last year I had planned to do this on 25 count Lugana. The color is Pewter by Zweigart. I didn't start it. I might rethink doing this because this is a pretty big piece of fabric, so depending on the size I might want to do it on something smaller so that it can use the same frame as the other ones and I can swap it out. So this might get changed up before summer. Alright, then I have another Madame Chantilly. This one is the Celebrate Summer tier tray. And I started this one last summer. It is on 36 count Opal linen. The color is Rose Myrta by Under the Sea Fabrics. And I just got the mermaid completed. I think I worked on this during the Under the Sea Fabrics retreat where I had picked out some different patterns and just kind of focused on doing the mermaids. Definitely want to get back to that one this summer. Alright, then I have the Tiffany Teeny Weeny Bikini. There we go. By Meriden Designs. And this one I had planned to start for something. I can't. Oh, this was the Black Needle Society. I think Frogwarts. They had a bunch of different starts. I think I put like 6 stitches in, and I don't really intend to finish this. I did buy the bead packs, so I think that I was thinking about finishing as a small for a retreat exchange, but I think I'm just going to de-kit it and take those 6 stitches out and put it back in the fabric rotation. All right, then I have this one. This is You Are My Sunshine from, this is the Stitch Quarterly from Fat Quarter Shop, and I've actually started this twice. So it's on the kit Sea and Sand Fabric Flare 14 count Aida. So it comes already printed with the ocean and the sand. So this is my, I think this is my, yeah, so this is the first time I did it. I cut the fabric correctly, and then at some point second guess myself and recut the fabric and cut the top off. So this one will, if I go back and finish it, this one will just have the house, not the whole thing. And then I really still wanted to work on it, so I reordered it. I reordered the kit, and this is where I got, I believe just this past summer I worked on it. Maybe this is why some of the other summer stitches didn't get done, but I got quite a lot of that done. I think I still just need the top and the bottom. If I did this again, I definitely would have changed the white to something else, because you can't really see the white porch. I don't think that I'm gonna take it out and redo that, but yeah. And then it looks like I did put some of the 3706 is the pink from the house, because I just got a little bit left, and I just wanted to make sure that the DNC color didn't change on just that one portion. So I did put some pink in here, and I just put it on a plastic bobbin. So right, then we have our camping stitch, or what I consider my camping stitch. So this is a Camper Sampler by Silver Creek Samplers, and I'm doing it on the called for fabric, which is so I'm doing it on the called for color, which is Hamlet by Under the Sea Fabrics, but I'm doing it on a 28 count linen. And this is where I'm at. And so I work on this when we are camping. We actually didn't go camping this fall. Just been a lot going on, so this hasn't been worked on since this summer when we're camping. But since we usually go camping in the fall and the spring, I didn't totally de-kit it because, you know, I'd be coming back to it, so it does still get saved with the thread bed, and then the guide and some of the threads that I was most recently working on for the fire. So hopefully we'll get our act together and go camping in the spring, but I'm not sure. Right, next I have the Witchy Stitcher. So I have several Baba Yaga patterns. This one is Baba Yaga by the Witchy Stitcher. And I am stitching it on 25 count Opal Aida, and the color is Green Tea by Under the Sea Fabrics. And I just have a little bit up at the roof. And then I put this one aside because there are two other Baba Yagas that I purchased, and I preferred to work on them. So that's where this one is. I don't foresee pulling this one out this year because the others have so much work to do on them, and I prefer to finish them first. But I do think that I'll come back to it, so I am just going to leave it kitted. All right, then we have my Bella Filipinas. And, oh, the patterns aren't here. So that's because they are in the WIP pile. So in this archive box, I have so I had Leslie dye 3 pieces of fabric for me to do all 3 of the deities. And so I'm doing it on 28 count Opal Lugana, or linen, Opal linen, and the color is Red Skies at Night. So these are the 2 pieces of fabric for the other 2 deities, and then the bead pack for Hanan. So since I'm not going to need these for a while, they are here in this box. Right, here is Mermaid Terrarium by the Tiny Modernist, and I was loving working on this one over this summer. And I also love the color of the fabric. So this is 16 count Opal Aida. The color is Neptune by Under the Sea Fabrics. This might actually be what was for the coral skeleton. I'm not sure. Anyway, love this color. Worked on the mermaid again at the retreat where I was working on several mermaids. Definitely want to get back to this one this summer. Right, then I have this ice cream shop, part of the Beach Boardwalk set from Country Cottage Needleworks. And I am working on a 32 count Lugana. The color is Valkyrie by Under the Sea Fabrics. So hopefully I can finish this one up this summer. It doesn't have a lot left. So the next one is a Fabulous House series. So this is the greenhouse from Cottage Garden Samplings. And I don't know how I feel about the Fabulous Houses. I bought all of them. I was super excited about them, but every time I start one, it just is not working out for me. So I don't know. I don't know what I'm gonna do. So this is where I'm at with this greenhouse, and I'm stitching it on a 25 count navy Lugana. And so I chose the navy because on the castle one, the white didn't show, and I really wanted to make sure the white showed. So I chose this navy. I like the white, but I don't like the flowers that are in the greenhouse right now. I don't know if I just need to adjust the colors, but I mean, like this one just to me looks like a egg that's fried on a plate. But maybe once I start putting the rest of the flowers in there, it'll kind of even out. But for right now, I'm not super loving this, and I'm not super looking forward to pulling it out, so we'll see. Then I've got Memento Mori by Satsuma Street. And I'm stitching this on a 16 count black Aida. And I also miscut this fabric, and I just decided to go with it. So I think I'm just doing the one skull, and then some moving some of the motifs up, and then so I'm just kind of adjusting it. The top section is done, and then I just need to move down, and I'm changing this skull to pink, and I'm going to be putting glisten gloss, pink glisten gloss in there as well. So hopefully this one will get work on it Cinco de Mayo, and if it's still around, on Dia de los Muertos. This poor project makes me sad every time I think about it. So this is Home is Where You Park It. And Happy Camper by Jack Dempsey Needle Art. And this was a kit that my mom bought for me, so it has the pattern, but also came with the stamped fabric. And I've been embroidering this for several years now, and I think that I've redone it multiple times because I don't sit with it long enough to complete a section. And so what has happened is that every time I put it down and then pick it back up, that, you know, my tension and the amount that I'm pulling on the thread changes, so then like the lines all look different. So if I don't finish a whole line in one sitting, then when I come back to it, I'm not stitching it the same way, and so I keep having to redo it. So I should just really sit down and finish this, because I would like to have it completed. Right, then I've got Seaside Tiny Town by Heart and Hand. This is on that 18 count Opal Aida, the raw linen by Zweigart. And that's where it's at. I think I've worked on this for 2 summers now, so I haven't gotten super far. Weirdly, it is one of my favorite tiny towns, but I just don't work on it as much. All right, then for the fall, I've got this kit ready to go. So this is Firebird by All Forest Embroidery. So I've got the whole kit, the needle minder, the All Forest Embroidery thread. Probably going to pull this out in the summer/fall. Then I have this Give Thanks Turkey from Teresa Kogut, and this I have picked out I think my mom gave this to me for Christmas a couple years ago, and I picked out the fabric. I think this is a Jobelan. I can't remember what color, but I didn't work on it this past Thanksgiving. I think I did the Quirky Quaker turkey instead, and so maybe next Thanksgiving this will be the turkey. Then I have Teresa Koget's Whimsy Witch's Angry House, and this is where I'm at. I've worked on this the last 2 Halloweens, and this is on a 16 count Aida. The color is Minerva by Under the Sea Fabrics, and I got pretty close to finishing her this Halloween, but I didn't want to just leave, you know, the not fun parts to do for next year, so I just kind of stopped. And then this is in here with some of the black thread, because this is the wrought iron, because when I bought another skein of it, the color had changed, and so this is the one that I was already using, and I want to keep it here with this so that it matches, and then whatever other project can use the new one. And just with it, I have this other one that I got, Whimsy Halloween, just because I have the Teresa Koget Whimsy Witches bag, so I just keep both patterns in there. And this one, I'm not even gonna bother taking it out. This is Festive Little Fobs, the Harvest Edition by Heartstring Samplery. I did pick some, I think it's Vintage Country Mocha Aida, and I think I got like 10 stitches in on it, one of these motifs this year, so this will be ready for next year. Then my little bat from the Creepy Cross Stitch book by the designers from Tuscan Cardinal. Not very far. I think I've worked on this like 2 Halloweens. I think I'm going to finish it, but it's definitely not a priority, so it doesn't really get worked on very much. And then I've got the Harvest Frill from Heart and Hand. Have, again, I think this is Vintage Country Mocha fabric ready, but I didn't start it this year. And then I have the Autumn Pin Drum by Kathy Barrick. This is on 36 count linen. The color is Rose Murta by Under the Sea Fabrics. And I don't think I worked on it this year. I started it last year. And then this actually does have thread with it. Night Stalker's Calling Cornucopia and Night Stalker's Calling Embers, because I purchased these for the Autumn Leaves look, and I want to continue using it. And I'm not sure that those colors will always be available. So, right, and then one more fall one. So this is a Mill Hill kit, Gilbert Gobble, for next Thanksgiving. And just 2 last kits that haven't been started, but I have Nesting Dolls, and this is Works by ABC. So it has the perforated paper in here and the pattern. So I'll keep this kit together. And then this one I got at a, I think I got this at a cross stitch store. I'm not going to try to pronounce it, but it's a French design, and it came with the fabric and the beads. Like I said, I just keep it kitted in here. So that is all of what I consider my archive, so where I put my projects when they're not actively being worked on, and also, like you saw, a couple kits that haven't been started. And then I have 2 more sections of where I keep my cross stitch things. So I have the like seasonal active WIPs or works in progress, so the things that I'm working on for that season, or more like immediate gifts, things like that. And then I have a section of pieces that are, so when they're like active, I generally keep them in hoops and ready to go. But I've been seeing a lot of people who don't keep their things in hoops, and so I've been rethinking that, but I'm Not sure. I just think I'm more likely to pick something up if it's literally just ready to go. But we'll see. And then I also have WIPs that are like much bigger projects that are long-term things that I want to keep out and working on. But I'm not necessarily, you know, they're not necessarily winter things. So I'm going to clean up this mess and probably do a breathing treatment, and then I'll come back with another round. All right, so next we're gonna do the like active WIPs that I have. So these are the ones that were put aside as being seasonal, or I wanted to work on them for gifts or whatever. So most of them are Christmas or winter themed, and then I had some that are still in that section from the fall that I wanted to continue working on. So these ones are all in, well, most of them are in project bags, which I've shown before, so I won't show the project bags. All right, so this first bag has everything that came with the Under the Sea Fabrics Christmas ornament box from last year. So I did a whole video on it. There's a whole bunch of patterns, but the one that I was working on, I talked about earlier, was the moose from my mother. So this is Winter Moose by Artist Design. All right, and like the sun is going down now, so I'm sorry that the light is gonna be weird, but it is what it is. So this is where I got, I'm stitching it on the 25 count Opal Lugana. The color is Flurries from Under the Sea Fabrics, and this is as far as I got before I got too sick to stitch. This was supposed to be a gift for my mother. So I will just put this away probably and give it to her next year. So again, these are all the Christmas things that I kitted up and wasn't able to stitch on. So this is And to All Good Night by Lindy Stitches. I started on this one last year. Didn't get any stitches on it this year. So that is where I'm at, and it is being stitched on 32 count Belfast Raw Petite Mini Dots by Zweigart. So hopefully next year I can get some more work done on it. And this was a pattern I got this year. So this is Deck the Palms by Stitchy Pros, and you know, we live in Texas, so I thought that this would be better than all the snow. I am stitching it on a 25 count Lugana, and the color is Pewter by Zweigart. I think I was able to get this in like one day before everything went downhill, so well, just the top of the Santa hat, so hopefully next year. Then I have this Mill Hill kit, South America Santas. This is what I bought to make for my mother-in-law this year, and didn't get to that, so I will just keep everything and have it ready to go for next year. And maybe I'll put it in the summer section, so I start it early since it's not like super Christmassy. Then I have Christmas House 2024 by Cottage Needleworks. I saw this one last Christmas. I purchased it, or as soon as it came out, and I'm going to be stitching it on the same raw linen as the rest of my glitter houses. I'm probably going to leave this one kitted up at least for a little bit and see if maybe I can work on it when I'm feeling a little bit better, maybe in January. Hopefully I feel better soon. I mean, not only am I just not feeling well, but I have a lot of fatigue, and then also I have to do the albuterol nebulizer treatments, which leave me shaky, so I haven't really been able to get stitching done even when I am feeling well. That's the dogs, they want to go outside. All right, next I have my December mini. And this one, I'll put a picture since it's in a book. This one is being stitched on 28 count linen. The color is Milk and Honey by Fiber on a Whim. And I really want to get this finished up. So I'm probably just gonna leave this one out to finish up whenever I can. I'm probably gonna have to take out some of the stitches because I did try stitching on it while I was sick, and the stitches were just very messy because my hands were shaking. I kept trying to work on this, and I just couldn't do it. And then I thought, well, maybe if I switch to a higher count, then at least when I'm feeling well, I could try to stitch, or I mean, like a smaller thread count, so that the holes are bigger, then I might be able to stitch even with the shaking. So I did try to work on this one. So this is Merry Christmas, Y'all by Dirty Annie's. And I did have this one kitted up already. All right, and this is where I'm at. So this is on 14 count Opal Aida, and the color is Blue Blizzard by Zweigart. And so I've been working on this one, I think the last 2 days or day and a half. I really like the pattern, and I really want it done, but I don't know, I'm just not in the mood for Christmas right now. So I don't know if I'm going to de-kit it or just leave it for a couple more days, probably. But since it is a 14 count, I am able to work on it pretty well, even if I'm shaking just a little bit. Right, then the next one I have is, this is Santa's Fox and Raccoon by Madame Chantilly, and I am working on the raccoon, and I think that I'm not going to put Santa's raccoon, and I think I'm not going to put the antlers. I'm not sure about the antlers, and just make it like a Christmas raccoon. And I need to hunt down what fabric it's on. It looks like it might be a Vintage Country Mocha linen. When I got this out right now and looked it up in my database, I realized that I did not put what fabric it is, so I'll have to figure that out. But I'm going to leave this one out because I'll work on it in January. All right. And then my last kind of Christmas quote-unquote WIP. This was another one that I started before everything went downhill. So this is December's Holly, part of the My Garden Journal by Cottage Garden Samplings. And so I had started to put in the bird in the top corner, and didn't get back to it. So that is, I think, all of the December WIPs that I had put aside, January WIPs that I had put aside to work on over the season. Some of them are going to stick around through January. Some of them are just going to go ahead and get de-kitted right now. And then the other items are ones that are like in the active pile. This one I had also hoped to get some work on in the winter, so I'll be keeping this one out. This is the Arctic Animals Sal from Frosted Pumpkin Stitchery that started like a year ago. I fell very far behind. I just have this little Arctic fox. I had hoped that I would be able to catch up, so I'm going to leave this kitted until maybe February. I think it's almost done, or it's about to be done, the stitch along. And for mine, I'm using 36 count Opal linen, and the color is Boreas by Under the Sea Fabrics. All right, this one really makes me sad that I haven't gotten it finished. So this is my Taylor Swift project. I keep it in a Taylor Swift bag by Whip It Up, and it has not, well, first off, it has a humongous bag of floss because I just pulled anything that I might want. So this is where I'm at, and I'll explain what's going on here. So this is a 32 count Jobelan, and the color is Iris by Under the Sea Fabrics, and it is So I took some of the crowns from Crowns of the Kingdom by Rosewood Manor, and I'm arranging them kind of in a little square, and then I'm going to put a quote. And this was what I took to work on when I went to go see the Eras tour, and then I was working on it when I would watch the live stream on TikTok, people who were live streaming from the concert. And I had hoped that I would finish this over the last few weeks of her concert. And I was just literally too sick to stitch because I was so sick. I was so medicated. I couldn't even like sit up in bed. So I would have like the live stream on an iPad kind of like next to me, and I would be kind of like trying to force myself to stay awake and like just like open my eye, look at it every once in a while to like see if she was doing something amazing. And then like mostly I was just listening to her sing, and the only reason that I was able to stay up so late was because I basically was sleeping like all day. Like I think I'd be out of bed for like 2 hours, so sick. So I didn't get this finished before the Eras tour ended, but I will get this finished when I am a little bit healthier, because since I'm making it up and I'm making up the colors, it just takes a lot of mental capability that I don't have right now. All right, these are my 3 fall WIPs that I kept kitted through winter, and honestly, the 2 Baba Yagas I keep kitted all the time, but they just won't, they'll move over to the like ongoing non-seasonal WIPs. And I'm pretty sure that I'm gonna keep this one out, but I'm not totally sure yet. Or if I'll just put it away until like the fall, but. All right, so this is Scary Sampler by Heartstring Samplery. And here is where it's at. So I'm stitching it on a 36 count linen, and the color is Brown Sugar by Fiber Whim. And when I work on this, I have a lot of fun. There's also a lot of fill-in, so because there's a lot of grass. So this would be a good one to keep around for retreats and stuff. Right, and the next one is my Baba Yaga / Autumn Night Alphabet, I think is what it's called, by Alforce Embroidery. And this is the one that I'm Frankensteining, so I'll put a picture of as it's designed, and then kind of has how I have it arranged in my head. I have this perfectly where I want it, so I'm not gonna undo the whole thing, but this is where we're at right now, and it's on a 36 count opal linen. The color is Stonewashed by Under the Sea Fabrics. So what I did is I kind of arranged it the way that I wanted it to be by cutting and pasting the motifs, and then I started at the top and kind of found a center point, and then like moved down through the whole piece to make sure I had enough fabric, and then went out to the side. And now I'm just kind of working my way back up now that I know this piece is long enough and wide enough. So this one stays out all the time, or stays kitted all the time. All right, and this one is another Baba Yaga, also by Alforce Embroidery. So this is a kit that I ordered, and so I have the floss and everything, but I did change the fabric. I'm stitching on a 28 count casual linen, and the color is Properly Primitive by Under the Sea Fabrics. So this one stays out kitted year round as well. All right, then back to this December. So it has multiple WIPs in it. And since I'm not going to work on December, I am going to take it apart real quick and show you all of the other months. Some of them are completed and some of them are not. Here is the big piece of fabric. So I'll be moving the Q-snap up, but we'll have January, February, March across the top. And then April, May is completed. April, May, wait, is that right? January, February, March, April, May. Yeah. And then June. So May is completed. June has just a corner of the vine stitched. July has just the side and some of the sun. And then August, September are completed. Then October, I got almost halfway. And then November and December just got a little bit in the corner. So definitely this one will be worked on in 2025. I'm hoping that I'll get it finished in 2025. All right, so these are the like WIPs or works in progress that I basically keep kitted year round, so that anytime I want to work on them, they're ready to go. They're not necessarily seasonal. All right, so the first one is the Frogworts bands. And so I'll put a picture. They're from the Black Needle Society, and there will be 7 in a row. I am stitching on a 20 count Aida, and the color is Lapis by Under the Sea Fabrics. I'm stitching them all in a row on one huge piece. This is just band 1. I actually worked on this a little bit today. We were watching the Harry Potter baking competition on HBO, me and my husband, so I worked on this a little bit. All right, next I have 2 pieces. So they are the Whispers of the Forest, the Toadstool, and the Moth by Autumn Familiar, Amy Jane Walker. And I am stitching, this is the Toadstool on 32 count Opal linen. The color is Leshy by Under the Sea Fabrics. And I have everything kitted up for both of them, and then I think there's 4 more that are going to be released. I think I'm going to go ahead and keep these kitted, even though they read more fall to me, at least through the Under the Sea Fabrics Bare Bones retreat, which is in January. So I might work on it there and then put it aside until the fall. All right, and here is my Bella Filipinas. So I have the 3 deities, starting with Hanan, deity of the morning. And I'm stitching all 3 of them on 28 count Opal linen, and the color is Red Skies at Night by Under the Sea Fabrics. And I believe I have 15, oh, I might have taken them out. Oh no, here they are. So I put in like 15 stitches of the hair. The first time I brought this out, I thought I would start at the top and work my way down. Of course, the top is all crown, and it turns out it's all beads. So then I got and then I got to the hair, and it was just rows of brown. Then I got super frustrated with it, so my friend Kat suggested that I restart in the middle. That way, you know, I could work on some dress, and there's different colors and things like that. So that's what I plan to do when I do work on it, but for now I'm not. And I made its own little starry thread bed with the legend, and then I have all the threads kitted up. So all of these that I keep kitted up, they're all kitted up, but this one has its own floss that just stays in the bag at all times for when I start it for more than 15 stitches. Next I have my Motherfolk Embroidery Reaching Skyward sale. So this was their stitch along for 2023, and I use the term working on it very loosely. I am working on a 32 count Lagana. The color is Hecate by Under the Sea Fabrics, and this one is a little bit in timeout, a little bit Not really a fall stitch, so it's kind of been put aside, but also I think that I'm going to be changing it up. So I originally was working with Mediterranean blue and Hawaiian hot pink from Threadworks, but I think that I want to go with a black and pink instead of blue and pink. So I have a hank of Gloriana black silk, and so I just have to kind of figure out which color is going to be which and go from there. This one has really been testing me. I started out doing 2 threads over 1 thread, 2 threads of floss over 2 threads of fabric, and then I switched to 1 thread of floss over 2 of fabric, and I like that a lot better. And now I'm going to change the colors up, and then I also have some black glitter thread that I'm going to be working in there somehow, so this one just needs some homework done. All right, this one I really enjoy working on. I need to work on it more. So this is Newcastle Bouquet by Teresa Kogut, and I am changing all of the red to blue. And this is where I'm at. I am stitching on a 40 count Opal linen, and the color is Tiramisu by Under the Sea Fabrics, using Gloriana silks. And like I said, just changing all the red to blue. And this was one of the first projects that I started when I came back around to cross stitching. So this is Emo Birds by Lindy Stitches. I think it's so cute, and I am doing it on a 16 count Opal Aida, and the color is Vampiric by Under the Sea Fabrics. And I definitely want to get back to this one and get it finished. I've got one more. Haven't really started it, haven't actually started it, but I have it kitted, and this is going to be Aida scent for my friend Janelle, who just graduated from law school. She's working on taking the bar, so I want to have this done when she finishes the bar. So it's just some black Lugana, and I purchased it off Etsy, so I'll put the link in the description, but this one I need to get started soon because I think she takes the bar in February. All right, then this one, I'm not sure if I'm gonna keep it or throw it out. So this is in a bag that, with a lot of help I made. It's just a tote bag that me and my friends, a lot of friends helped put the zipper in the top because I didn't know what I was doing. But so this is my dragon, and the pattern is actually called Star Dragon by Alforce Embroidery. And this is where I'm at right now. I'm stitching it on 36 count Opal linen. The color is Anya by Under the Sea Fabrics. And I think this is the 3rd or 4th time that I have started this because I keep trying to use different threads and not liking the threads that I chose, and then buying new threads. I wanted it to be black and sparkly. I think that right now I'm using Glisten Gloss, and I think I did like that, but there's been a lot of dragon patterns that have come out lately that I like a lot, and I think I might like them better than this one. And this one has been such a chore that I might just choose a different dragon pattern for it. I'm not sure, so we'll see about this one. All right, then this one is about to be de-kitted. So I'll put the color picture, but it's Never Ending Story by The Little Stitcher, and I bought this to make for my husband because he really likes the movie, and I was going to work on it for his birthday. I didn't get to work on it this year for his birthday, and next year I will be working on our stockings that I didn't get finished this year, so I think that will be his present next year. So I'm probably just going to go ahead, and I never even started it. I think I'm just going to go ahead and de-kit it, put all the thread away, and you know, I'll have the pattern if at some point in the future I want to restart it. All right, then I have the Alien Schoolgirl Sampler by Ink Circles. And I was supposed to start this with my friends. I don't think any of them have started it. I was planning to, it's like got a lot of like sci-fi things, and I was going to work on it like when I was watching movies or reading books or whatever, well, Kindle reading or audiobooks. Initially, the first one I was going to do was the sandworm at the top. I was going to make it the Dune sandworm and work on it while I was watching Dune with my daughter. I started the Dune sandworm and I didn't like the color that I had chosen, and I didn't like the shape of it. Honestly, I like this pattern a lot, but I don't foresee myself working on it right now, so I think I'm probably just going to take out these stitches and de-kit this and save it for the future. Save the pattern for the future. Put the fabric back in rotation. This is the Pokemon, I think it's called like Fire Pokemon or something by Blackest, and this was one that my son picked out. It's super, super dense. I'm not even sure if he still likes Pokemon, so I think I'm going to check back in with him about whether he wants me to continue this or just pick something smaller, because it is very large and very full coveragey, and I have not gotten very far. It's just some white DMC fabric. So, all right, let me look at my little database, and I think that is all of the cross stitch projects. We'll just go with yes. So then I have a couple other items. All right, so then my last couple things are some felt applique that I've gotten into here lately. And so these are WIPs, but they should have been done already, except again, the pneumonia and sickness, I haven't been able to stitch on them, my kids, so I kind of have already given these to my kids just so that they could kind of, like, we just kind of put them hanging up even though they're not finished yet. So this is my son's. So this was a Felt Applique Stocking, and I just need to embroider his name at the top, and I think that's it. And then I'm going to line the stockings, and I need to sew on the back. But so that one is my son's, and then this one is my daughter's. So also a felt applique kit from Busilla. Hers has a little bit more, so I still need to put the sequins around on the wall and embroider her name, and put the sequins along the top. And then I changed, there was a cat and dog at the bottom, and I changed it to a Jack and Sally. I made those, and I still need to finish sewing that down. And then there's another present that goes here that I need to finish, and then there was supposed to be a mouse here, which I'm not going to put, so I need to just like either put another present or finish this off, and then also finish this and make it into a stocking. And so those two will, I mean, they're not going to be done by Christmas because that's like tomorrow, Christmas 2 days, but I'll probably just go ahead and keep these out until I finish them, maybe. I don't know, we'll see. Maybe I'll just finish sewing them and then make them stockings at some other point, aka never, I don't know, who knows. So that took a lot longer than I expected. So I had stockings picked out for me and my husband. So those are, so his stocking is, the felt is cut up, and I had started embroidering a couple of pieces. Mine is totally unstarted. So I'm going to keep these kitted and, you know, maybe around like July start working on them so that they can get finished for next year, and then all of us will have a homemade felt applique stocking. And then let's see, here is I was starting to make felt applique ornaments to give to my family that got sacrificed on the sickness. So maybe next year. No homemade gifts this year. And then I also had this fall garland from Busilla with little fall characters that I was working on, and I'm probably just going to go ahead and keep it out and work on it throughout the year. So I have the little fox, and let's see, I have the little snail on a tree stump, and let's see, so I have the raccoon cut out, the acorns and leaves. I think I was starting on someone else. I don't remember. So this one I'm going to go ahead and also leave kitted up and hopefully work on that during the year also. So that is all of my, almost all of my crafting projects. I've got a couple other things like I think some of the unfinished embroidery kits are in a drawer, but they are probably not going to get picked back up. So I have like a drawer where I have things that I can give to people if they want to like try it out. So I think that I'm just going to probably give those away to if somebody wants a partially started project. But I think that that is everything that I can think of right now. I think that one thing that I learned this year, especially in the second half of the year, is that I do not get as much done as I mentally think that I could, which I think you could definitely see, you know, from my summer videos where I didn't get as much done in the summer, and then in the November video, I think it was like, didn't work on this, didn't work on this, didn't work on this. And then of course, you know, obviously I'm sick, but I didn't get as much Christmas done. I think it's partially one of those things where you watch a lot of Flosstube, and some people can really stitch fast. I don't know. I don't stitch very fast, I don't think. And then I also am still kind of in a spot where I am very distracted in the evening. So even if I sit down to stitch, the kids are always coming in asking for a snack or to buy an app or Roblox money, or can they do this, or can I get them that? The dogs want to go outside. So I'm still like very much always putting it aside to pop up and do something, and so I just don't get a lot of stitching done, which is fine, but I just need to mentally like understand that. I know that my database, I could figure out, I've started going through on Pattern Keeper and marking all of my patterns so that I know the total stitch count, so I can have a better idea of knowing how much I can get done. And I need to figure out a better way to like project manage that in my database, because it does have project management aspects to it where I could kind of timeline out, because I know, you know, I feel like in an evening, and this is going to sound so slow, but I really only get maybe 150 stitches an evening by the time, you know, I get home from work, dinner, get the kids settled, do whatever I need to do. And I mean, admittedly, I do go to bed very early. So I just don't get a lot of stitching done. And I just need to take that into account when I'm picking out my projects and how long they're going to take, rather than picking out like 10 per month. Yeah. So I don't know if I'm going to do a December wrap-up video, since, I mean, almost nothing got done in December. So we'll see what happens. Maybe I'll do like a December wrap-up / plans. Yeah. And if you want to know the pneumonia story, so I don't know what happened. But basically, like 2 days after Thanksgiving, I went and watched a football game at my parents' house. Nobody there was sick. I mostly sat in the corner and finished my Quirky Quaker turkey. And then that was like a Sunday, I think. Yeah, or Saturday. I don't remember. Anyway, then went to work Monday. So it was like Monday the 1st or 2nd. And was feeling just really weird, starting at about 9 or 10 in the morning. And I just told myself, oh, you know, like, you have a case of the Mondays. It's the Monday after Thanksgiving. Like, no one wants to be here. You just, you know, have a case of the Mondays. But after a couple hours, I was like, man, I really am feeling like I have the flu. Like, my body is really starting to kind of shut down. So I did listen to my body. I left work, came home. I took a hot bath, which I hadn't done for a while, and then like went to bed. And then by the next day, I was like fully sick, and I had a fever for the rest of the week. I was basically in bed all day, every day, didn't get out of bed, Dayquil, NyQuil, everything, Tylenol. Friday, went to urgent care. They tested me for COVID, flu, RSV, and some other stuff. Told me that everything was fine, and I just like had a cold. Literally told me that they weren't going to give me anything for any antibiotics because my lungs sounded good, and I just, you know, needed some time to get over this cold. And so I was like, okay, that's fine, whatever. So rested over the weekend, got a little ambitious. So the next second week went to work. I only was able to work a few hours before I had to come home and basically go to bed. I was just so tired. So that was a week, and then rested on the weekend. And then the third week I went, so this past week, went to work Monday, and, you know, hopeful that like all was better, and really felt terrible. Left, went out to my car to make a doctor's appointment, and my husband encouraged me to just drive to the ER center. So I did that and ended up being there for the entire day. They didn't release me till like 9 or 10 that night. Took chest x-rays, told me I had pneumonia, so they had like IVs and nebulizer treatments. So that was Monday. Today is Sunday. But yeah, all this week just has been like, today's the first day that I can really kind of talk and breathe. It's been crazy. Yeah, so that's what's going on here. Thanks for watching. Bye.